Tappy has just released Arc 8 Chapter 34, and this video will be a summary of the chapter. Highly recommend you check out my Arc 8 Chapter 33 summary. Anyways, let's begin. The morning for the departure had arrived. Even in the morning, the number of people that evacuated from the Imperial City had arrived at the city of Garkla. Despite being a very large city, the city of Garkla was running out of space to hold them. However, those who were not related to the Empire could not touch on these issues. Emily, please help Priscilla, Summer, Al, and Einkel. Schultz, with tears in his eyes, asked Emilia. Emilia thanks him and said she would do just that. Emilia now says that she has an excuse to go help Priscilla since Schultz asked her, since Priscilla doesn't really like it when Emilia comes to her and talks to her. Schultz's eyes light up, and he says that Priscilla sometimes isn't really honest. Utakata, who was chaperoning Schultz, and Beatrice, who was with Emilia, share words also, with Utakata telling Beatrice to look out for Emilia, but Beatrice says that she was going to do that anyway. Further away, Medium says goodbye to Flop and Selena. Selena, who had been a great benefactor, sends her off to war. It was the same as 5 years ago when Flop and Medium left her care. Selena states that she never thought that Medium would not only have overtaken her in height, but also in rank, stating that Medium owes her a lot should she become queen. Medium says that she doesn't really want to think about Abel, especially when she's going to see Balleroy. Selena steps forward and touches Medium's cheek. 5 years ago when Medium left, Selena did the exact same thing, stating that she envies Medium's ability to act without hesitation. Selena regrets that she couldn't speak to Miles or Balleroy before their deaths. Medium asked Selena if there was anything she wanted to say to Balleroy, and Selena said to tell Balleroy to go to sleep, since Miles is getting bored without him. The scene changes. Idora says to Subaru that he wouldn't blame him if he doesn't come back. Hyan is enraged, but Subaru prods him on. Idora says that they will live or die by their work, meaning Subaru has to work hard or be disposed of. According to Subaru though, knowing Vincent's personality, he probably said that as an excuse to get rid of Subaru after the war. Subaru understands that when Idora says to die, he means to fake his death and run away. Since Vincent united everyone to fight against the undead, after the war, his reign of Wallachia will be secured. Hyan says that if Subaru does a lot of work, he should be fine. However, Idora believes that should Subaru do a lot of work and be pardoned, he will probably be kept in captivity and then assassinated. Subaru, however, says he will not pretend to be dead, and he will come back to tell everyone something. Subaru tells him not to worry, and it will all come full circle, before telling Whites to stop hiding under the dragon carriage. Whites, who was underneath the dragon carriage shaft, comes out. Subaru explains that if he hung onto the bottom, he would eventually get tired, fall off, and then die. However, White says that he will die for Subaru, and Subaru says it wouldn't be a death for Subaru if he randomly died falling off a carriage and Subaru didn't even know he died. Subaru wishes them luck in the oncoming fight against the undead, telling them to protect the others. White puts a hand on Subaru's shoulder and says to come back, brother. Subaru gives acknowledgement. The scene changes. You know your role for the war. You live or die based on your work. Vincent closes one eye as he looks at the girl who nods her head. The Sin Archbishop of Gluttony that Subaru was carrying around has the power to undo the power of the zombies. Even in Wallachia, enlisting the help of an archbishop is something that never would have happened. In the first place, it's an impossible situation that led this to even happen. God says it won't be long before they go and leave and reach the imperial capital once they do set off. Vincent then tells Goss to not kill the dead unnecessarily, After all, it will drain the mana of Muspel. Goss says that he'll relay that information to all of the soldiers, before asking why he cannot be with Vincent. Vincent says that Goss is the only one that can take command of the army. Vincent says that he trusts Goss with all of his generals, and the Empire rests on his shoulders. The Prime Minister and Selena were also busy with other tactics, so they couldn't be responsible for the army. Goss clenches his fist and says he will do as His Excellency says. Goss tells Jamal to look after the Emperor, and Jamal says he will. Vincent tells Speaker to not be a useless tool at the last moment. Speaker, with her ears covered due to Goss's large voice, frowns. Vincent then sighs, since Medium had the same expression the day prior. The 3 dragon carriages depart. They are the arrows of hope to defeat the great calamity, containing strong members of the Empire and the Kingdom of Lagunica. I can't believe you're a part of this, Katya mutters. She looks out of the window as the carriages depart, with Rem wheeling her around. Vincent chose Jamal as his bodyguard. Rem doesn't have a good impression of Jamal, but since Katya is in a bad state, Rem can't really be too critical of Jamal. Katya says that her brother is simple, easy to discard. Rem says that Vincent isn't that ruthless. Katya asks Rem if she remembers what he said the day prior, and Rem said yes. Last night, Jamal entered Katya's room and told Katya that he was chosen as Vincent's bodyguard and that he will die a spectacular death for the Emperor, stating that Katya will be fine even if him and Todd wasn't around. Katya asks why Jamal and Todd are like that when it comes to their lives. By the way, I believe the reason why Jamal is saying that is because if he dies for the Empire, because Vincent rewards hard work, then that way Katya will be looked after. If Katya lost her brother and fiancé, she truly would be alone. Not even Rem could fill that hole. Katya says that she doesn't like the Empire, and Rem agrees, saying that neither does she, and that she doesn't have a favourite place to go. Rem was told by Subaru that she belongs to the Kingdom of Lagunica, and from the way Subaru hates the Empire, Lagunica should be more hospitable. However, for Rem, the Empire has more people and locations to offer. She can't imagine herself in a strange kingdom. Rem wonders if she will go back to the kingdom after the war. Rem looks out of the window, and Katya asks if she spoke to them. However, Rem seizes up. Rem then shouts out, "You must come back and make an excuse." Rem casts her wish to the departing dragon carriages. Who exactly is Natsuki Subaru to Rem? He was so desperate for Rem, despite having Beatrice and Emilia, and despite taking Speaker's side. "I won't forgive you until you tell me." It's not because he smells evil, but all of Rem's memory involves him. Rem doesn't know if her voice reached him. However, as she looked at the dragon carriage's window, she saw a small hand waving back at the window she was at. "You look so happy," Katya muttered, and with that, the chapter ends. So I'm sort of wondering what's going on, especially the ending with this whole idea that Katya doesn't like the Empire. I've seen sort of speculation that Katya might join the Emilia camp with Rem, and I'm sort of thinking if Todd is alive, maybe Todd would come along as well. But we'll see how it goes, if I'm going to be honest. Again, this is setting up for the next part of the story, so here we go, guys. We're about to get into the fights.